What's good, chat? We live. Welcome back to another episode of Open Field, the first Open Field of 2024. I'm glad to be back. It's about to be a jam-packed show. Got a different group out here. I'm really excited because Open Field, the stakes are higher on Open Field than they've ever been before. The rankings have made their way to Open Field. So that's already crazier. We ranking on Open Field now. If you didn't show up to press box yesterday, the new situation is when the rankings come out, the bottom two from press box and the top two from the Open Field crew will have a one-on-one battle, and I'll decide the lineups for the press box and so on. So everybody got to bring their A game. Fellas, I hope that 2024 has been splendid. I'm putting this link in the chat. So if you want to enter the gauntlet, if you think you got what it takes to come cook one of these boys up here, we are home to Mike, Hellfire, Deb, Grant, Riddell, and Ben. So if you want to see or you think you got what it takes to come cook one of these boys, definitely come and check that link. We need the cameras on, need the microphones clear. And fellas, we're going to get right into the topic. First topic I'm going to start the tone with, and then y'all can do y'all thing from here, is the Cowboys. Then you know it had to start with the Cowboys, Michael. You had to start with the Cowboys because breaking news. After one of the most historic, I think, Cowboys upsets in history. I think the first 7 seed to knock off a 2 seed in playoff history. The Cowboys go down to the Green Bay Packers. It is reported that Mike McCarthy will be back as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Fellas, what is your thoughts on this situation? Mike, we'll let you go. As resident Cowboys fan, we'll start, and then we'll let the table. Let the group do their thing. We listen. I'm tapped in.
All right, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm done talking about the Dallas Cowboys after I say this piece. All right, I spent too much time and too much energy watching this team when this happens every year. So this is what I'll say. To all Cowboys fans in the chat that are listening right now, how long are you going to let Jerry Jones fool you? Okay? Because for the past, I don't know, maybe 3 years, 2 years since they lost to San Fran the first time, I have had no faith in them to make the playoffs. I said it 6 weeks ago, last time I was on the show. I said there's no chance that they're going to win past divisional. And when I look at that game, look, we could talk about Dak Prescott playing bad because he played bad. The first 2 drives were bad from him. We could talk about CeeDee Lamb drops. We could talk about anything we want to talk about. But when I look at that game, you were down 28-0, basically, 28-7. That was a complete failure from the organization, top to bottom. And that's why when we talk about individual players here, Bland, the D tackles, whoever you want to talk about, sure, they played bad. But, bro, the problem with this team is you saw what they tried to do. They basically decided, look, we're going to cover the seam. That's what you guys want to do because the Cowboys offense is seam routes and then option routes up the middle based off whether it's single high or double high. The Packers stuffed a bunch of guys in the middle of the field. And Dak just did not look good with the reads when they took that away. He didn't look good when he wasn't comfortable. Not only that, the defense, you played man for the majority of the season. For the majority of the season, you played man. And you decide to switch to a zone, deep zone coverage on Jordan Love. And if you watch Jordan Love's tape, that's one of his biggest strong suits is fitting balls through zones. And you look at the first third down after that PI on Bland or the second down or whatever it was, that was a great throw, and it was great for him to stay poised. But what were the linebackers doing? And that was the biggest thing that I saw when I watched the tape. And this is the last thing I'll say. The linebackers, absolutely no excuse from them. They didn't even really try. They looked bad out there, and this is my problem with the way that this team is built. How are you going to have 8 safeties and no linebackers that are physical that can stop the run? If you look at that game, our D tackles got absolutely exposed like they had been, and our linebackers could not deal with anything. So that's all I have to say. Stop letting Jerry Jones fool you. This man doesn't care about winning a Super Bowl. If he did, he would try to go out and get another head coach instead of Mike McCarthy. So that's what I have to say. And when it comes to being a fan, I don't care. I don't care about the Cowboys no more. I'm going to watch the NFL because I love the game. But when it comes to the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl, I could care less because Jerry Jones don't even deserve one. So it is what it is.
Okay, Ben. Ben, what you got, bro? What you got, Ben?
Listen. With Jerry Jones there, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Simple as that. They ain't winning nothing until Jerry Jones is out of there. Simple as that. It's simple as that, bro. They cursed. They haven't won a Super Bowl since the 90s. So like, and then the defense, Cook. What was that defense? That was the defense I seen from week 5, week 6. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that defense was. Dak and CD was cooking all year long. Weapon this game. The Dak and CD connection, it was gone. I don't know what happened. Tony Pollard ain't it. Tony Pollard
No, he's
ain't
not
it.
it. I didn't name him. Yeah, that's
yeah, he's not it. Travis Etienne better. K9's better. Brees Hall better. Shoot.
Bijan Robinson better.
I mean, you guys are talking about top young guys. I mean, we could go down the list. Like, we could go down the list. Like, I'm thinking 10 to 15 that are all right there with him. Because that was another problem. When there were holes to run through, Tony Pollard looked very, very hesitant. Same way that Dak did in the pocket. It was like, that's what Tony Pollard looked like. Now, granted, I don't think that there was a lot of run plays for him to run on because they were getting filled constantly. But the play calling was just horrible. I don't care what anyone says. It was just absolutely horrible. Every single screen pass you tried to do got snuffed out. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a whole collective collapse by the Cowboys. I know everybody want to blame Dak, but the defense started off terribly, and like what Michael said, they're playing this soft zone coverage defense, but you got to read the scouting report. Jordan Love and the Packers thriving at. Matt LaFleur had a great game plan against them. He's finding ways to get his receivers open. Aaron Jones running the ball like a madman. The Packers defense. The Packers just showed up in general, and I think we had to highlight how good Jordan Love has playing this season. He has some of the top numbers. He has better numbers than a lot of quarterbacks.
He's 21-1 in his last 9 games.
Yeah, his numbers are better than Stroud. I'm not saying he's better than these QBs. His numbers are better than Stroud, better than obviously T-Law. He has better numbers than Dak. He has better. Well, not Dak.
He's not a good first.
He had better numbers than Jalen Hurts. Like, so Jordan Love, I think. Yeah, they salute to the Packers the way they kind of like they do things differently, but it works for them. How they develop the quarterbacks, how they find the receivers, how they find people to fit their scheme. And I think this has been Matt LaFleur's best coaching year in general, even through the especially through that low point, because a lot of people thought the Packers season was over, but they kept on building, kept on thriving, and they found some young gems. And the thing with the Packers, the Cowboys, it's like they have a lot of flaws. Like,
right, and what you just said
they need thunder. When you have Pollard's lightning, you need thunder with Pollard.
No interrupting, y'all.
And then the coaching, I think Mike McCarthy just like a puppet, another puppet, Jerry Jones. Ultimately, it's a Jerry Jones issue. The Cowboys, they're always going to be a talented team. They're always going to win 11 games. They're always going to have us fooled because they're that good of a team. They are good enough to win the Super Bowl, but we know there's always going to be something like this going to happen to them. If it didn't happen in the first round, it was going to happen in the second round. So I think we always expected a Cowboys collapse to happen, but we didn't expect it to happen against the Packers. We thought it was going to happen against like the 49ers, the Eagles, or someone else. So,
Grant, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys?
For the sake of Michael, because I already know he's going through enough pain, I'm not going to be petty because I got that off last night. But, for me, this is just the same old situation we've seen every year. I said this on my socials. I said that the Cowboys were going to lose, and people called me crazy because they didn't think it was going to happen to Jordan Love and the way the backers had been playing. And look what happened. That defense that we had been hyping up all season as this great defense got destroyed by Jordan Love and Aaron Jones and Romeo Doubs. Yeah. What I don't understand is after that performance, you see that and you still think that putting Mike McCarthy in that position is the way to progress the team for the future. I'm sorry, but either you're out of your mind or you're just wanting the destruction of this team to fail. The Cowboys have not won a Super Bowl before I was a thought in my father's head. That is how long it's been. My problem with this is the Cowboys, I think, have always been seen as this really talented team with the rosters they have and with the players they have on that field. But when it comes time to perform in the moment, they sell. And it's happened every single year. My thing is, at the end of the day, and I completely agree, we said this and I'll state it again, the only way we are going to be able for the Cowboys to even be considered in a quest for a Super Bowl trophy is the day Jerry Jones leaves the Cowboys as their head, as the head. After that, you can do whatever you want to do. That's not going to happen because I thought it's dumb for me to assume that Jerry Jones was going to make the right decision in the first place. But I think what's going to happen is if they don't make the necessary steps, which in my eyes should have been get rid of McCarthy and bring in Belichick. But then again, Jerry Jones doesn't want to have to deal with that back and forth managerial position with Belichick. So at the end of the day, with the Cowboys fans, and I'm sorry to say this, unless Jerry Jones leaves, y'all are just going to be stuck in the same position y'all been in the past few years. And at that point, there's no one else to blame but the head of the organization. Because if he wants to continue to see this team fail the way they've been doing, and let's be honest, this was the first time we've seen the Cowboys play in the playoffs and have embarrassing losses. Well, if you get 2 years ago, how they completely messed up the clock, their time management with the amount of time they had left. Then last year, that ridiculous play that they did in San Francisco, I don't even know who designed that play call. I've said this for years. In my thing with I have nothing wrong with that Prescott, right? I still think he's a talented quarterback. Yeah. But there are moments that I see him play and I see this guy and I see the talent that he has. And then I see what he did in that playoff game. And then it just washes everything away. So the last thing I'll say is this. If Dallas is going to be in a contention for the playoffs next season, or even for a Super Bowl, there has to be a lot of pieces moved around. Now, I think it just starts from top to bottom. I'm not saying you clean house. I'm not saying you wipe. You have to sit there and ask yourself, how, like Michael said, how long does this organization want to continue to be looked at as a laughingstock or be a contender? Because the way y'all are acting, y'all are setting yourselves up for a much more pain and failure for the future years. And then after that, it's going to get to a point where it may not be able to be fixed. That's it.
Why is are we tampering? Are we really tampering right now? Is this tampering? Why?
I didn't even say anything. Right?
It's not tampering. But not even saying that. He's subbing in. He's subbing in for Bim. It's not tampering. Hellfire, and then Manny, you end the topic. All right. I'm gonna go Hellfire, then you clean up. You finish the topic.
A lot of what's been said, I also echo, but they made the right call by not even contacting Belichick. Because my biggest part of that will be explained if we address the news of what potentially could happen. My thing that needs to be done, Dan Quinn, get out. Interviews or not, get out. You're no longer. You're no longer defensive coordinator. I honestly think that secondary coach needs to be their DC because the way that they develop those corners. That's the way that needs to be promoted internally. Don't try to hire anybody else.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Don't do it. And then, offensively speaking, they shouldn't overpay Tony Pollard. That's one of the things that they need. They need to realize the vision on Tony Pollard has regressed. It's unfortunate.
I'm gonna be honest.
Those are my two biggest things.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Manny.
All right.
That's true, J-Rob.
I'm gonna piggyback on what he said because I was gonna say Dan Quinn too. At the end, Dallas. Stop bringing Michael Parsons off the edge every play. Stop.
Every play, right? Yeah.
Stop. Make him play backer, please.
Yeah.
Make him lose weight.
You gotta use
and put him at backer.
Correctly, yeah.
It's not that he gets dominated. It's just that he's so fast. And when you put your hands on him, these bigger dudes, they could get a hold of him and they could stop him for a little second where a quarterback can get the ball out. Another thing is, Dak, I caked for you, bro. I caked for you. You almost had me believing this season, bro.
He was cooking this
almost.
year.
They telling me you was MVP. You was up there, man. With
cooking,
MVP
bro.
talking and all that.
Yeah.
CD.
He'll probably still get top 3.
CD. I love you, CD. I was hearing top 3, bro. I was hearing top 3. You ran into top 2. You ran into top 2. You ran into Jair. You got just like people want to say that Dak had garbage yards. CD had garbage yards. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they had to. They both had to, right? Like,
Exactly.
One can't get
top to bottom. The Cowboys as an organization, they sold. Jerry Jones, you bringing back Mike McCarthy tells me that you don't want to win. You see the star, you see the dollar. That's what you see. You see the star, you see the dollar. Because you can lose all you want. It's like the Knicks. You can lose all you want. You're gonna get money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For real Cowboys fans, I feel for y'all because it sucks. Y'all always go 12-5. I would love for my team to go 12-5 every year. Yeah, 12-5. 12-5 first round. Yo, Mike McCarthy hasn't made it out. He's been the coach for 4 years. Made it to the playoffs 4 times. Made it out the first round once. And you bring him back? Right. Come on, man.
Same thing with Garrett.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I just want to say one comment. I just want to say because they all got there. You can ask the question for sure. Change the topic for sure. My only thing is this, fellas. Y'all not going to agree with me, but I would keep McCarthy.
Oh Lord,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't think the true problem is McCarthy. I think Dan Quinn is low key a fraud. I think the move of bringing Michael Parsons to a edge rusher, full down edge rusher, was a terrible move. You were trying to be a genius. You're not a genius in that regard. That was a dumb move. He's an undersized defensive end, regardless of how strong and fast he is. He's not Von Miller. There's not too many Von Millers that exist to be undersized edges and do what they do. Von Miller is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a one of a kind player, one of a kind player. But when I look at the problem with them Cowboys, it's number 4, man. I don't care what y'all want to tell me. It's number 4. At the end of the day, fellas, the one common denominator between coaches and coordinators has been number 4. Number 4 has had the number 1 offense in the league before. Number 4 has had good defenses. Number 4 has had the best running game in football. Number 4 has had the benefit of having good offenses, statistical benefits. I mean, legitimate benefits from a run game to be able to throw the football. They say Kellen Moore is the problem. You get triple slants, McCarthy. It's always something, and to my eyes, it's number 4. When the one common denominator that I've been able to notice and guarantee
every team is 4
is that every single time that this team gets into a big game, the guy who cannot fold the most because he needs to galvanize his team folds the most every single time. And all I'm going to say is you could keep switching coaches, but when we're going to just say maybe Dak just a coach killer, OC killer, coordinator killer, because that could also be the argument.
I agree, though, with what you're saying, J-Rob.
What happened to Garrett?
If you notice,
Jason Garrett
was a trash head coach, though.
Well, Jason Garrett was kind of mid for him.
I don't want to hear about that.
Dak is one of those quarterbacks
in that light, but Garrett was trash.
If you notice, Dak
was trash too.
Dak is one of those quarterbacks that there's some teams like Josh Allen. He lost to the Chiefs. He balled. We know that game. He balled.
Facts.
Yo, I don't think Dak got a playoff loss where he played great.
The Packers lost the first.
He's okay. Not great.
When Aaron Rodgers,
great. He never played great.
Yeah.
The Packers, he did in the Packers lost when they kicked the game-winning field goal when Aaron Rodgers made that great throw at the end. He played good that game. That's his only loss.
He played good. He didn't play great. Here's my thing about Dak.
Yeah, it's his rookie.
Here's my thing about Dak. My thing about Dak is it's not about yes, you need to win in the playoffs, but it's not even about that you've lost. It's about how you look when you lose.
Yeah,
you look bad. You look disgraceful when you lose, and that is the problem in that game, right? There's no excuse for the first 2 drives of that game from him. No excuse.
No excuse, bro. Come on. Thank you.
He hit Ferguson in the flat like twice when he had CD open.
Come on,
people want to act like, CD's being a diva. No, Dak just ain't hitting him. And then when he did hit him, he hit him with weird balls that CD should have came down with. But like, if you want to have a good connection in the playoffs, you need both players to be playing well. And I don't think CD played well, but I think he got taken out of that game because Dak was throwing him some bad balls early, and then he got mad, which is on him. But Yeah.
No, I agree. I
Yeah.
think the quarterback. Listen, at the end of the day, I think a lot of these NFL teams, and then don't because we're gonna let Riddell throw us to the next topic. But I think a lot of these NFL. Oh, it's the Cowboys. Oh, go ahead. Then go ahead.
So it's a bit nasty. I'm gonna be honest. A very, very nasty question. I'm gonna be honest.
We need it.
So other
Drop
than
it.
Jerry Jones, because we know Jerry Jones is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the biggest fraud on the Cowboys? Now,
Okay.
Y'all go. Hey, all right. You know what? You
hold
go.
on. I'm gonna lay out the contenders. Right? We got.
Oh, you got the names already.
Wait,
We got
It's
MVP.
easy.
Dak,
I think it's Micah.
MVP Dak Prescott.
No,
Is
it's
it-
not Micah, man.
is
think it's
it-
Micah.
Let him finish his. Let him finish.
I'm gonna give you the
Let him finish.
contenders. I'm
Yeah.
curious.
My bad.
I'm curious.
You
in
go.
your thoughts.
You good. No, you good.
We got MVP Dak Prescott. We got Super Bowl champion, scapegoat, and Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy. We
Okay.
got pick 6 record holder, Deron Bland, all pro
Okay.
Deron Bland. We got best defensive player of the league, Micah Parsons. We got best wide receiver in the league, CD Lamb. So who on this team?
I mean, it's a guy that you didn't name. The biggest fraud on this team. No. So we could talk about no, and I'm not mad because Dak is fraudulent. Now we're talking about who is the most fraudulent. And to me, that is Mr. Dan Quinn. You are the biggest fraud in this organization. And this is why I'll say this. Because every single game that the Cowboys look like, oh, Dan Quinn's got this defense working well. Oh, the players look good. What teams do we play? Every single time we come up against one good offense, they find a way to be able to beat us. And this is why. Because Dan Quinn is a type of coach. This is what he does. We're going to play one way, and this is what we do. And you saw him even not do that in the playoffs when he switched to zone. Mm-hmm. That was the craziest part is you were built on the fact that you play one way and now you want to switch when you haven't ran zone at all. And this is why I won't say it's Micah. Because, right, Micah doesn't get an excuse. But the thing is, when you're putting him in, like I saw one of those plays, he made a bad read as the linebacker on a play action, right? Mm. Well, why are you expecting him to get all these reads correct when you didn't start playing him at linebacker until the Dolphins game? You haven't given him any time to season himself in the league besides his rookie year as a linebacker. And then you stick him right in there when it matters most, and he doesn't work out. And and number 2 fraud on my list is Deron Bland, but that's all I got to say. You guys can go.
You're crazy.
Go ahead, Grant.
Honestly, y'all gonna
we're
hate
gonna
me
mix
for
it up.
this.
We're gonna mix it up. I
don't really care. It's Dak because because this is my thing with Dak Prescott, right? This year, especially when they dominated the Eagles. Keep in mind, this is right before they had that slump. We were having this conversation that Dak was gonna be MVP, right? We thought we could put him in that conversation, and then literally the very next week against Buffalo, what happened? He sold. Now you'll wonder why I'm saying this, but this is the thing. Every single year with Dak Prescott, he has had sometimes the best weapons in the league on his squad, and he has still struggled to get to the finish line. Excuse me.
Facts,
my problem is with Dak. How long has Dak been on this team? He's been on this team, what, 8 years?
He'll be 9 years.
You've been on this team.
They will re-sign him.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been on this team 8 years. In 8 years on this team, the farthest you've gotten in the playoffs with the talent and with everything you've had on that squad is the divisional.
Right.
And
the divisional.
75% of the time, you've either gotten blown out, you've done stupid decisions, or you've made horrible calls that have cost you the shot at making it to the championship. And my thing is with Dak, and listen, y'all gonna hate me for this. I don't think Dak should start next year. I honestly think it's time for a change. Because I think at this point, the longer that the Cowboys...
Wait, you talking about in the NFL or in
I'm saying Dak on the Cowboys should not start next year.
I mean, yeah.
I'm saying because I feel like
Dak goes to another team.
But here's the problem. Jerry Jones looks at Dak Prescott like his son.
I agree.
And he is not going to want to get rid of that asset because he feels like that's going to be like him having to take away his child. And I think the problem is you have Trey Lance on the bench. Keep in mind, Trey Lance, he's not like he's a known. We give him the opportunity.
He's talented. Give him the opportunity to show himself on the field. Y'all are going to keep repeating, like I said before,
They're repeating the same cycle. And the longer they're doing this, they're setting themselves up for the same result. So y'all can call me a hater and y'all can say what you want, but I think at this point they have to start. They need to make that change now, because if Dak is quarterback next season, and let's say hypothetically they do the exact same thing, they have the exact same record, and then they play a different team. If this happens again, we're going to be sitting here in a year later having this same conversation. So you can end the cycle now, or you can repeat it, and we can be back here having the same result like we had earlier. But I'll let y'all talk.
Ben, go ahead. I want to hear Ben.
Yeah. To me, I think that it's definitely the defense and Dan Quinn. Like I said, like y'all started cooking like the first half. Started cooking.
You good.
I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead. Start from the beginning. So
I was saying for the start, like I still think it's the defense, Dan Quinn and them, like, because the first half of the season y'all were cooking, like y'all was shutting down offenses and stuff, but then second half you just play like a bottom 5 defense, like y'all would it was blown coverage and stuff. Bland was getting
coaches figured out.
Yeah, man, Bland was getting Cook. Gilmore at the end, want the Gilmore I saw either. Like,
yeah.
So like, yeah, man, I'm going Dan Quinn.
Go ahead, Manny.
The biggest fraud on the Dallas Cowboys is Micah Parsons.
Okay.
It's not because it's his fault, but at the end of the day, it is his fault. It's 50-50. I'm 50-50 with it because the position they put him in, you feel me? He's gonna do what the coach tells him to do. I understand that. Play your game. Be dominant at what you do. Who cares what everybody else does? You had 0 pressures, bro. 0 hurries in the game. Like,
yeah, but you're acting like he wasn't close. He was close multiple times already.
0.
It wasn't like he was just trash.
0. Micah to me hasn't been the Lawrence Taylor I heard. Like, I heard they telling me this dude's the next Lawrence Taylor, like the next LT. Like, people consider LT GOAT.
I ain't hear that. I ain't gonna lie.
You crazy. Everybody in their mama thought he was
crazy
LT.
Cowboys fans.
No, I definitely heard that.
Nah, people had
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. I'm not finish your point. Finish your point. Yeah.
But like, I think him not being dominant, even though your team's playing bad, even though your offense is playing bad, you can still be the dominant player you are.
Yeah.
You can still show that you're that guy. Wait, the score was what? 14-0, right? All right, the Packers get the ball back. Let me go sack this quarterback on 3rd and some. Let me not get this 3rd down. Let me get us off the field so Dak can come back. It's things like that. That's why I think Mike is the biggest fraud.
Hellfire.
I have a second fraud. It's not just Dan Quinn. How many people in here outside of Michael knew that they had a different guy calling passing game plays defensively?
Passing game plays. Wait, say it again. I didn't hear it.
And we haven't even talked about that.
They have a defensive passing game coordinator by the name of Joe Witt Jr. You need to go to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's a fraud too.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but that had to have been a conversation between the two of them to consistently have them playing zone coverage when that was not what they were doing
all season,
all year long.
Season.
I don't know what conversation you had when trying to get this game plan going with you and McCarthy and Quinn, but those two got to go. Too bad they're not going to fire McCarthy because he belongs on this too. It's those 3 before any other players.
Yeah. Okay. Dev.
The thing is Dak, we already know who he is. So I don't really call him a fraud because we know who he is. We know what it is. So it's like,
true.
You can't call him fraudulent. Like that's on you. That's on you. You believe it. That's like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Like the 3rd time it's on you. Like that's real. We seen it. And like you can't be a fraud if you know who he is. Like you know, we already seen him in the limelight. But that defense was definitely because we seen the Browns defense get carved up, and now the Cowboys defense, because not that they played bad, is that it's like they didn't read a scouting report. You played into your opponent's strengths. In my opinion, that's probably the biggest fraudulent thing because in a game you needed your best to play your best. You're gonna play towards their strengths, and that doesn't make any sense to me. That defense got carved up. Jordan Love was diming them. Thinking that I was calling him Love Rogers in the chat. Love Rogers.
He looked like him.
To Romeo Adams. That's how they was.
Yeah.
That's how they was playing. and
Yeah,
then you had what's the name? Kristen Nelson on the back. Like they was just cooking them all over. So I think that defense most definitely been fraudulent. Dan Quinn.
Somebody background loud.
Dan Quinn's probably the biggest fraud for me because for me, I was like, hey, he might get him a head coaching job because he's been playing real good. He's been coaching them real good at defense. He could get him a coaching job again. I don't know.
Rest in peace to the team that brings him back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so he might get a job still. Might get another defensive coordinator job, but I don't know. The Cowboys, they seem like they have a lot of problems going on, but the defense most definitely the most fraudulent. CeeDee Lamb is the most least fraudulent, in my opinion. CeeDee's still a top 6, top 7 receiver. Regardless, Jair Alexander.
Have a great game, but
I want to give Jair his flowers, though, because Jair, like what man said, he top 2. He had to remind people. People saying this, people saying Deron Bland, Diggs. No, it's him at 2 and PS2 or Ramsey at 1, whoever you got, or Sauce Gardner, whoever you got. He's still top 2.
Yeah. And I see a lot of Cowboys fans complaining how that was a push off when Jair picked it. It's like, don't.
Bro, that was probably one of the greatest picks I ever seen in my life.
That was cold.
So
that was an interception.
My question to Cowboys fans who say that is, why did Dak Prescott throw the ball high to Brandon Cooks with Jair Alexander on him when he didn't even get off the release very well? That to me is all on Dak. You had CeeDee Lamb. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you had CeeDee one-on-one with somebody on that play too. So that's just what I'm talking about. You saw it in the pocket with Dak. He looked so scared that game. So scared. Like he was just like, no, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. And that's just what happens in the playoffs with him.
Yeah, no, it does. All right, fellas. That was a good topic, man. Them Cowboys, it is what it is. That's who they are. That's who they're gonna be. I hope they decide to make a change eventually. But hey, next year will be their year. Hopefully, we hope.
29 to count.
But with the information that we have now, the question now becomes: how many quarterbacks in the NFL are you taking over CJ Stroud and Jordan Love after what you've seen so far? And I think I'm gonna pass the baton to start this question with my man's Ben from the block. Ben, how many quarterbacks in the NFL are you taking over Jordan Love and CJ Stroud? And you could single each other out. Like if you would take more quarterbacks over this one than that one, you could specify.
For me, for CJ, I'm gonna start with CJ first. Mahomes, I'm still taking Mahomes, still taking Burrow, still taking Allen. I was gonna say Rodgers still, but I don't really know yet. Herbert and Lamar. Those are the only people I'm taking over.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Love, on the other hand, I don't know yet. I don't think he's top. I don't think he's top 10, but I do think he's like in the like top 15. You know what I'm saying? I still think he's there. I gotta see. I don't know about what Love, bro. Like he's iffy. He's a little iffy, but like that. I can see like the talent and stuff. I can see that. Like you get what I'm saying. But I just gotta. I don't know about Love yet. I don't know.
You don't want to go all the way yet.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No,
that's confusing.
Okay. Go ahead, Dev. You was about to say something anyway. Go for it.
That's the thing that confuses me because.
Here's
the thing. We can go all the way and see it. Mr. Diggins.
Yeah, the Green Bay Packer himself, Mr. Green Bay himself, is in a building.
Darkness.
Yeah. What you mean? He wasn't wrong. Don't get mad.
Man, he immersed.
Start getting nasty. Don't get mad, bro.
Leave, Dev. Let me let Dev go. Then I'm gonna give you the question again. Leave. Go ahead, Dev. Finish.
Because here's the thing that confuses me. Because CJ Stroud most definitely deserve it. And y'all know I'm a Lawrence guy, but CJ Stroud's better. I'm gonna get y'all have it. But the thing that confuses me. Why can't we go all the way with Love, same with CJ? Because here's my reason why. I'm not. It's not saying who's better, who's not. But we seen Jordan Love be able to make all the throws. We seen Jordan Love 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, and play good. And not only that, he in the end of the season we see him play play good in these big games because he's been playing playoff games since for the last 3 weeks. He's been playing playoff games because he had to win out to get in the playoffs, and we see him play against elite defense. They didn't play that well. They still carving up, and we see him. And only that you could argue he has worse weapons because he's playing with a whole bunch of first year and second year players. Players. And he was missing Christian Watson for a lot of the year as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of his main deep threat. And we see him get guys like Dotavian Wicks, these unknown tight ends, into the game. And even though he had a little rough stretch, I see him be more of an improviser. I think CJ Stroud's more accurate, has a way better deep ball, of course. But I think Jordan Love is just as good. Like, I think we shouldn't. The same way we can give CJ Stroud praise, I don't see Jordan Love get that same praise when Jordan Love arguably probably had a better year on CJ Stroud had a worse team, obviously, because
I think he had a better year.
Rookie versus year versus year 4. Let's understand it was his first year starting, but being 22 versus being 26. 21 versus 28 is still a difference, so let's not act like there is.
Better year is also arguable, and CJ missed 3 games. So.
CJ missed 3 games, but still, I think
and Love wasn't a
conversation. But to answer the question, the top 6 is obvious. It's Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, and then you can put CJ and CJ 6 and Jordan 7. Like, you can argue both of them are top 7 quarterbacks in the league right now, or top 8, depending who you because we got to see how Kyler plays, we got to see how Aaron Rodgers play, and we got to see how Kirk Cousins be when he gets back, and Dak Prescott's always really good as well. So
and those guys I got over on Love right now. I still got like Kirk and all them.
Let's go with Michael.
All right, so for me, I'll start with Stroud. And number one, I'll address that a little bit with what you were saying. I think it's definitely closer than what people think when we are comparing the seasons. I just have my problem with Love is when we're talking about Stroud having a worse season, he wasn't consistent enough weeks like 3 through whatever when he had that bad stretch. Now, that's why I think Jordan Love should be a little higher than people are saying, because even with that bad stretch, he came back halfway through the season basically and revitalized the way that his image was looking with his play, which I think is super important, especially as a first-year starter. But with Stroud, I have him right at 5. And I know you guys might think this is a hot take, but I have Stroud over Justin Herbert right now. And this is why I have him over Justin Herbert. Number one, CJ Stroud, when I look at the tape, his ability to make reads consistently, not only that, to get out of the pocket when he needs to, with his speed, which is definitely underrated for me coming into the NFL. I didn't expect it to be that fast. I think that's what sets him apart for me. When I look at Justin Herbert sometimes, I think sometimes he struggles with picking up blitzes a little bit. He's a little statue-like in the pocket sometimes. And to me, CJ Stroud has just been so dang good from the things that I just said. Like, it puts him over the top for me just a little bit. And then when I have Love, honestly, like when I look at these quarterbacks, when I look at Kirk, and I really like Kirk, but I don't think Kirk is better than Jordan Love right now. I don't think he is. I don't.
What?
No, I don't.
You're bugging. Y'all bugging.
No,
bro.
because no. So you could call me bugging, but we have an 8-week stretch of games from Kirk Cousins, and I get if he would have continued that play,
he was going crazy.
The MVP.
He was bugging.
He was going crazy. I get that. I'm not trying to hate on the man because he was playing some of the best quarterback play out of anybody this year without Jeff. But my problem is, what's been the problem with Kirk? It's that from week 8 to week whatever to the end of the season, that's been the problem with Kirk, and we didn't get to see a full season from Kirk. So if you guys want to sit here and tell me that he would have continued that level of success and been that good, well then, hey, I think Jordan Love and Kirk are right with each other.
No.
But to me, because we saw Jordan Love do it, and look, I don't understand this knock on Jordan Love. Like, Jordan Love had a bad couple games, but since week 9, he's been dang near incredible. And his reads, the reason why I'm putting him here is because his reads have seriously improved from week 5. Like, I remember I bet on the Falcons game when they played him, and he did not play that well in that game. He had a couple of great throws. When I look at his progression from week whatever, like 2 or 3 all the way to week 15, 16. Like completely different player almost. And so to me, that's why I have him. I probably have him top 10. I probably have him 9 or 10. I haven't thought about.
You think he's better than Stafford?
But I mean, like, no. But I think he's in the same tier as Dak, Kirk. You know, right now I would have Kyler there. Yeah, I do. I do think he's.
I don't think so, bro. Not yet. I don't think so yet. I think he can make every throw. I know a lot of people that can make every throw. He played good. He's played great. He's played great. I gotta.
My thing has been off of the reads.
But Kirk, I've been seeing Kirk bug.
Yeah.
For a minute.
But Kirk's limited though. Still,
I just don't get it.
Yeah, but Jordan Love's not that limited.
There's a lot of quarterbacks who are limited.
But Kirk. Yeah, but don't say gets the job done. That's one of my things that I feel like y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop doing this because one thing I noticed when we talk football is like when y'all talk about these quarterbacks, if they're just good enough to win some games or have winning seasons. Like, are these quarterbacks good enough to take you over the hump? Do you really have the confidence from what you've seen in Kirk's totality that he's a Super Bowl level quarterback? I 100% out of shadow of a doubt can't say that now. Do I think he has a lot of talent? Yeah. Do I think he could pour up a lot of yards? Yeah. But this is also not a player who's given us a bunch of confidence to say, yeah, Kirk, if I got Kirk Cousins, I feel comfortable with my chances of going to the Super Bowl. You still will have to look at a lot of things around you in order to make it work with Kirk still, between weapons, run game, your defense, those things of that nature. When I look at guys like Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, I'm damn near finna say Jordan Love because he had the youngest team in the entire football league. CJ Stroud. Mm-hmm. These are players who have shown just some level of, despite clear deficiencies within their teams, they can play through those things. Matthew Stafford. Thank you, Tyson. Matthew Stafford, a player who shows when there's deficiencies, I can still play around these things. So, I think just being solid is not good enough because who's just solid? Dak Prescott is just solid. Dak Prescott is solid. Tua Tagovailoa is solid. You know what I'm saying?
Better than solid. I think Kirk Cousins is really
based off what though? Based off what?
But like he has really great moments, but in the past, my problem with Kirk is the same thing that I have with Dak.
Has Kirk ever had a top defense in the offense?
When he's played bad, it's horrible with Kirk. There is no nuance between bad and good with Kirk. It's either low-key he's playing lights out or low-key he's going to throw you 202 picks. So it's like, but you're rolling your eyes.
I don't know about that, bro.
No, but okay, this is the issue. Every single time, like Kirk Cousins, I love Kirk Cousins. This year, he was the best at this. I will give him that. But his ability, to – it's not even about the fact that he's limited. It's just like when pressure hits that man, sometimes he still isn't ready.
But hold on, though.
Kirk can make the
Time out, though. I just realized that we getting lost with the Kirk thing.
Yeah.
Y'all still got to answer my question. Let's get back to the question that needs to be answered at hand. So who was the last person to go?
I ain't go.
Was it Dev? Was you the last person to go?
Yeah, Dev went.
Yeah, I was the last person. You still got Manny.
Manny, go ahead.
What was the initial question again?
How many quarterbacks in the NFL are you taking? Are you taking over
CJ and Jordan?
CJ and Jordan Love? Yep. After what you've seen from
CJ, I'm gonna go. CJ, I'm gonna go. I'm going 6. 6 over That's CJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go 12 for Love.
That's also fair. That's fair
for Jordan.
Very fair rankings.
I generally don't get it, but you got it.
But 12 isn't horrible. 12 isn't horrible.
Hellfire, you go for it. How many quarterbacks you taking over Jordan Love and CJ
All right. So if we're going based off of 2023, there is a limited select amount of quarterbacks I'm taking over CJ Stroud right now. I'm thinking 2-3 tops. Jordan Love, I could see anywhere from 7 to 9.
I like that.
Okay. And then did you go, Grant?
No.
Come on.
So for CJ, I think there's only 4 guys that I'm going to honestly take right now over him, and that's Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Herbert right now. That's it. If we're basing it off of 2023, if for Jordan Love,
Right.
is where it gets
Wait,
tricky.
can you say that list again?
The list, was, for me, it was Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, and then Herbert for the 4.
Oh, I thought you didn't say a name, and I'm very clear that you. I just wanted to check you didn't say a certain name, but yeah,
okay.
you didn't say that name.
So now with Jordan Love, it's tricky because after I know we said he's had bad games. Honestly, for me right now, if I'm going off everything from this season, probably 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I think the way I've seen Jordan Love play when I've looked at the film, he can have explosive movements and he is able to perform extremely well under pressure. That's not always 50%, it's 50-50. But the way that I've seen him been able to perform, I could probably take 8, but that's like borderline. I could maybe 9 but the 9th one probably would be is iffy for me. So
yeah, it's really tough at 7 through 10.
So
go ahead. Who wants to say something? Go ahead.
So the thing with I think he's right behind. I think Love should be either right behind Stroud or one spot behind Stroud, in my opinion, because Jordan Love can like you said, he can play under pressure. He delivers the ball great down the field, and he hits his receivers in spots to let him run down the field. I think he has great pocket presence as well. I think his pocket presence has improved. Those last 3 stretches, I think there's a lot of context to it. Was he playing bad or iffy? Yes, he was, but he played. I'm not gonna say elitely. He played really, really good. And I don't think we should tax him for being his 4th year. Same way.
You know what people are worried about, Dev? They're worried about, and I think it's a fair assessment. Is Jared Gov? Is Jordan Love going to have a Trevor Lawrence year round, second year?
So
you come on strong. You come on, and I think you can't.
I think he's better than him, bro.
And you can't. No, I think he's better than him too. That's not the point that people are making.
But that's the reason question,
I'm saying why people are pushing back. I'm not. This has nothing to do with if he's better. And I think a lot of people think he's better. But the reason why people are pushing back is because we saw a movie like this before. Even though I think Trevor's situation was more insane because he threw 4 picks in a half and then came back. So that was like, oh my God, he overcame all of that. And it was like, oh my God, it was like he was making a legend of himself. And then obviously he went to Arrowhead. At Arrowhead, some receivers catch some passes. That game when they went to Arrowhead for the Jazz could have been different. The Trevor Lawrence conversation might have been even crazier going into.
I think that's what sparked the Trevor Lawrence.
But my thing is, in my humble opinion, that we're getting premature because these guys are still young. It's like a wait and see with everybody because anyone can have a sophomore slump, this, that, or whatever. But with Jordan Love, the difference between him and Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love started the season out good. He only had a slight 3 games, and he is elite. He played more good games than Trevor Lawrence than Trevor Lawrence his second year than Trevor Lawrence. So I understand the pushback. I understand it. I just think I've seen more from him than y'all know me. This comes from me. I'm a T-Law guy. Yeah, we seen more from Trevor than Jordan Love this first year. Flash of talent, this, that, and everything.
I think he's been asked to do more than Trevor ever has.
Trevor Lawrence. So you know what I mean? That's why I kind of disagree with it because we've seen more his ability to play under pressure better, to deliver the ball better with lesser weapons than Trevor Lawrence. That's in my humble opinion.
So
I do agree with that.
It's like if I'm
go ahead. No, because go ahead, Grant.
If I'm ranking my quarterbacks, right now, right? The highest I'm putting Jordan Love is at 11. And the reason why he's at 11 is because I don't want to put him in a conversation because I think a lot of people are basing this off of the way
put CJ in it.
Can I say?
Because CJ, the way he's because let's be honest. Okay, go ahead.
No, I want to just grab. I want to say something only because I'm hearing what you're saying, and I don't want you to. Cause I want you to really hear the question I asked y'all. Because I think one thing about the question that y'all not really thinking about, and the only reason I'm clearing this up too is because I'm looking at the chat as well. The chat not really. I don't think it's hearing the question I asked y'all. I asked y'all how many quarterbacks you would take, and y'all turn it into a ranking system. If you rank them, you may have a quarterback over a guy where they stand. But you can also agree that if you were to build a franchise, you may take this guy to build a franchise around than this guy just where they're ranked. Because you got to think, you might be ranking a guy solely off he played more years in the league. He been in the league longer. He did more. But if you say that I want CJ and Jordan Love over this guy, and this guy because of, you like his potential, look at it like this. Victor Wembanyama. How many superstars in the league you going to take him over except for like regular star players in the league as well? Just because of what you think he's going to be, you're going to bank on what he's going to be because you believe in what his future is. Right. So when I look at Jordan Love and I look at, like, for example, I look at CJ Stroud, from what I've seen from CJ Stroud, I just want the chat to know, I don't think the chat from a sports fan, from a football fan's perspective, I hope y'all realize what y'all witnessed this year. Y'all witnessed something so special by a rookie that don't fight it. I said this on press box. Don't fight it because you're not, there's only a few people in certain sports across different sports who come into leagues good out the gate like this. The Patrick Mahomes, they come out the gate crazy like this. You see the LeBrons, the Wembeyamas, the Jordans, the Luka Doncic's of the world, to see a rookie quarterback go into the league in his first year and do this team. Listen, if we're being transparent, I think most of us had the Texans winning 2 to 3 games. They started the year missing starters in their O-line. They thought this team was going to be ragdolled throughout the year. They won 10. They won their division, chat. Fellas, chat panel. They won their division with a rookie who was the catalyst. Not Mark Sanchez, not Russell Wilson walked run game through this thing and play action. He was the catalyst to this whole thing. So if I'm looking at Jordan Love and if I'm looking at CJ Stroud, the only guys I'm taking over CJ Stroud, and I love Joe Burrow, but his injury history is officially a concern because he don't have normal injuries. He has year-long injuries. He has injuries that money and ice, he's not going to really be able to play through. So when I look at, I'd probably go Mahomes. When I look at Mahomes, hold on, one of your background. I got some feedback. When I look at Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, that's okay. That's clear as day. Then I may say Herbert, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably taking CJ Stroud over Justin Herbert because I think he's shown a better ability so far to excel in a situation that's not all the way ideal. I think the situation is good, but I think CJ Stroud has shown better late game abilities to win and better late game clutchness at this stage than I think Justin Herbert is. And you got to also remember he's doing this in his first year. I think he's way more advanced. If you watch the All-22, CJ Stroud right now looks like a year 7, year 8 vet. If you look at All-22, his learning curve is the furthest learning curve I've ever seen from a rookie. He's already ahead of the curve.
His Andrew Luck.
Yeah, when I look at Jordan Love, he's better than Andrew Luck fresh out. I want you to know right now. He's better than Andrew Luck too. CJ Stroud is the best rookie I've ever seen at the position. Best one ever.
Because Andrew Luck had his turnover issues year one. That was
it's different. You got to remember, CJ Stroud wasn't throwing picks till late in the year. I think he still had single-digit picks, less than 7. So
not for you. I just want IQ guys.
And then when I look at Jordan Love, I think it's those same guys. I'd probably take CJ just because he's also younger. I think the arm talent is still comparable by both guys. Jordan Love's arm talent is in that upper echelon. He got it. So I will go there, and then maybe I will probably say I'm gonna give Herbert the nod because I'm gonna say this: he mess around, get a Jim Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? A Mike Vrabel, a culture changer type of head coach. It could change everything for Justin Herbert. So I'm still leaving out hope that he's going to get the coach to really unlock what I think he could be. And then if I were to say potential, the last guy I would say just strictly off their potential that I would take over Jordan Love. And this one is just because I just got to see with this mug. Everybody else, CJ, AR-15, AR-5.
Yes.
Because
he was one of mine. He was one of mine.
Because if I just take the talent alone, just take the talent alone, it's a lot of it's scary. It's hard. It's hard.
He could be top 3, but he is
definitely
I'm willing to hop on.
Yeah, go ahead, Riddell. Before we move topics.
The only thing I want to say regarding this is like what I value, and this is like something that I've always valued, is like who you are when the stakes are the highest, which is why I'm so impressed by CJ Stroud. Not only has he had really good games against pretty good teams throughout this regular season, I would argue that his schedule was harder than the Packers, but also obviously the clutch stuff that we've seen, the comebacks that we've seen, and the fact that he went on concussion. The Texans were, when he came back, they were out of the playoffs. They were like right there, but they were out of the playoffs. He went on a 3-game winning streak, beat the Jaguars. No, they didn't beat the Jaguars, but they got the division over the Jaguars, the division lead over the Jaguars, and went to the playoffs. That level of leadership, that level of composure, and it's hard for me to assess the playoff game with Jordan Love and CJ Stroud because the other teams just played terrible, and they went crazy, but the other teams did also play terrible. But that level of difficulty from CJ Stroud in his rookie year, that's why I moved, bro.
Don't let him win this week,
Incredible.
Don't let him win this week.
Nasty take AR full potential top 3 Nasty take AR full potential top 3 quarterback, but it's not a top for another time.
Wait. Before we go that far, all I want to say about AR is that man really came into the league more prepared than I think anybody thought he would. So when we talk about the tools, I think it needs to be brought into context of the fact that besides the fact that he was reckless with his body, he legit low-key looked NFL ready, which a whole lot of people had issues with. And Hellfire, that's not a shot on you. I'm literally just saying, like, in general, everybody had issues with whether he was going to be ready. So that's all.
I think he was held back by Florida.
That wasn't even what I was going to address. That wasn't even what I was going to address. I was the one person in this panel that had Houston winning the division.
That was a good pick. I couldn't see. I was
the one person in this panel that had Houston winning the division. I had no belief in
this man. Leaf is wasting time.
Yeah, I had no belief in what anything that Jacksonville had to offer, and the stock that they had kept on plummeting.
Yo, T-Lo,
the more that they
just gonna be nice.
Yeah,
But since your question really got clarified, I'm still only taking 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks tops to start a franchise with over CJ Stroud. And the amount that I have over Jordan Love still the same.
So here we go. Let's go with the next spot. I want to get into some new stuff. We only got about Brandon
Cash just tried you, man.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, he wouldn't say that in my face in real life.
Bro, man.
We gotta at the end of the day, and also I can't have clownery up here on my show, man. It's all good.
Internet, bro.
At the end of the day, internet thugs, man. But hey, listen, he showed up. Hey, he showed up for the show like always, right on time, fellas. He showed up for the show. Right. That's what fans do, man.
He hates the show.
Fans show. Hey, listen, fans always show. We ain't been on all the first show.
Leaf here.
Your biggest fans show up. Hey, Lee, before we get into it, let's talk to us about Jordan Love. How many quarterbacks in the league you taking over your quarterback, bro?
Right now, I'm taking 6. I'm only taking 6 over him. The 6, like the five off the rip is the usual. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, and Herbert. Right there. The only other person I'm taking over him right now is CJ Stroud. Like that rookie season that y'all talked about was amazing. It wasn't nothing short of amazing. You know what I'm saying? I think it go right up there. The only other rookie season I've seen that was close to that, probably RG3.
Yeah.
Like that's
Herbo was close.
Herb was good. Herbo's rookie year was good. For a long time, I have Herb and RG3 as the best rookie years I've ever seen. But it's just
exactly, yeah. And I agree.
Herb was good too, but I mean RG3 was probably memorable all the way up into the injury. But
facts.
Taking
like I would say RG3 was probably most memorable to the injury, man. Like with, what he had done for that team, and of course Mike Shanahan. We already know what he does. Cam Newton's
rookie year too. Cam Newton's rookie year too.
Cam Newton too, right? Cam Newton as well. I can't.
I'm nothing. What's good, Brody?
What's up, my boy?
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. Finish, Lee. Go ahead, Lee.
But to continue though, like I think Jordan Love has everything. You look at like all the mechanics that you see from him, like sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for like 2-3 years, man. Like he really learned the ropes. and then really got everything down packed. What helps him out is the play calling in the running game. Now we got Aaron Jones back. You know what I'm saying? So and now last game we played Dallas, we ran one back and two tight ends most of the game. And that worked.
Just a master
I don't know how.
play calling.
Yeah. We had Dylan. I hope Dylan is coming back for next week. I don't know the prognosis, but we had a running game. We had a premier backfield to start the season, so that helps.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody on our team is better than Tank Dell. Tank Dell is amazing. Tank Dell is amazing. I said it last year for the Texans. If anybody watched the Texans last year, bro, all they needed was a quarterback. That's all they needed. They all of their games is close.
Right.
So
because Nico Collins been decent. I'm not saying that he showed who he was this year, but he been decent.
Nah, there was flashes.
That's my coach of the year right there. That's my coach of the year right there. But if I had to say it, I'm only taking 6 right now, J-Rob. That's it.
Yeah, no, I like it. Hey, from nothing, I want to give you the opportunity since you just got in here, bro. We appreciate you coming on. Anything from what you heard that you want to comment on, or anything you want to bring to our attention? It's your floor, brother.
I want to say this is gonna be like 2020.
Hold on, bro. You lagging, brother. You lagging bad, bro. You lagging bad, unfortunately.
Dang, hold on. Dang.
You might be trying to connect this on Wi-Fi. All right, well, I know you had something for these boys. Go ahead. Are you good?
Well, I'll ask y'all this. So we seen, and I might as well bring this up, right? Everything that happened regarding, the Rams and the turmoil that went over regarding the Rams. I've asked this on Press Box because we saw an unexpected surprise when it came to a certain rookie, and even early mentioned like he's over certain people. My question for y'all is, at this point, we're talking about CJ Stroud having an amazing rookie year, which he did. There's one rookie that challenged him all year. How good do we think Puka is going to be?
So how good do we think he's going to be?
He's cold.
That is a really good question.
I think he'll be top 10. That's it.
I think the ceiling is top 10 because what he's shown you is, especially with where he came from out of college, not playing the best competition, that not only is he, because the thing about Puka is he's a real football player. Like, he takes hits on and he doesn't lose the ball. But not only that, he is so much more of a refined route runner than people give him credit for. And not only that, like, his athleticism at this point isn't like, that was the biggest knock from coming out of college. And I think he's shown that, look, he can run with some of these guys. Not everybody, but he could run. And so I think top 10's ceiling. I think where I would guess he would, kind of even out is right around, I think he's a 15 to 20 guy for, 5 to 7 years. Like, I think it's definitely that, because you don't come in and make.
There's a lot of elite guys, bro.
If you're not legit, like, I get Cooper Kupp isn't the same guy because he's not, but he really, like, they didn't even use Cooper Kupp really at all in that playoff game. Like, they were throwing it to Puka.
You saw the throw Stafford was throwing, like, bro.
Right, but he still got the receiver. The receiver still got to make a play though.
He
at
still
the end
catch
of
the
the
ball.
day.
Yeah.
And like Stafford played so dang good that game. I think honestly, it came down to like 2 plays. Like 2 plays, like at the beginning of the second half, that Kupp, like he missed Kupp on that wide open crosser, which he had pressure on him. But like that's how I'm saying how good he played. Like it was literally only like 2 plays that had them lose that game.
Yeah, the PI on
but I still think.
But
the way he throws it to Puka, like he's letting it go early. He really trusts Puka. He
do
does,
trust
and
him.
I think
Great chemistry.
that's a credit to Puka.
I mean, Puka's the one getting open. He's finding spots, getting open still. He has great hands, and he's always been underrated.
Versatility.
Yeah, he's very versatile. So I think we got to give him his credit, and I feel like he's gonna be real productive. Does he have the best skill set out of all the receivers? Probably not. But like you said, sometimes if you're being productive, like I'm not saying he's like D-Hop. Like D-Hop, he's not the fastest, the biggest, but he has those hands, and he's always really productive. I'm not saying he's gonna be D-Hop or top 5 receiver, but I do think top 10, top 15 will always be there. He'll have some years. I think he'll have years. He'll be top 5.
Hey.
Can I say 2 things? I got 2 things. 2 things.
Puka, yeah,
I'm
demon.
done.
2 things. 2 things. I want to say this.
I'm done.
Baker Mayfield, if he gets to the
Baker's
NFC
man.
Championship game, does he deserve to get a contract extension from the Buccaneers?
He already does.
My second thing is Mike has been cooking today. Man, he stepped through. You're making me look bad, man. Mike been cooking, man. I just want to say
How? I don't think Jordan Love. I think
about the Baker's man.
Oh, the Baker. Oh, you already know. I told you a couple weeks ago. Me and you said it. They need to keep him. He not, bro. The Bucs have always been a team that if you put a quarterback there that can get the job done, they got players that can play. They got players that can show you they can play. Mike, Godwin, White running the ball, Todd Bowles. He's not a bad coach. He's defensive mind. You know, Winfield snubbed, top 2 safety in the NFL. I don't care what nobody says. Snubbed.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's first team All Pro.
Yeah, we can make the Pro Bowl, but sucked for him. So, but yeah, the Bucs have always been a team. Yeah, they need to keep Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Baker, deserves a contract, and this is why I'll say that because, Baker his whole career, it's kind of just been up and down, up until this season. It's really just been an up and down thing, and he's shown flashes. And this year he had, not a great first 3 or 4 games, but past that all the way down to week 14, 15, you could pencil him in for when we're talking about straight quarterback play. Right around that 10 to 13 range. He was legit playing great. And I think, because if you're the Bucs, what are you going to do? Because now you have a late first. So if you want to go up for a quarterback, you're going to have to give up something. And so to me, I think Baker has shown, the progression that he's shown this year to me, we may as well just give him a 3-year, 4-year. Because the good thing about Baker, too, is he's going to be asking for money. I'm not saying he's not going to be asking for money, but you can work with his deal because of the fact that in the past he hasn't looked the best. I think you could get a decent offer for him. Now, if he's asking for more than 40 is where I struggle. But if you could snag him for 35.
But that's the going rate though. Don't you think the rate for quarterbacks is OD? If Mike, listen, I want you to know right now. If Daniel Jones is listen, I want you to know right now, Mike. This is not even because I don't even think I understand what you're trying to say. But the going rate now after Daniel Jones is 40. That's the going rate.
No. But Daniel Jones got a playoff win though. He got a playoff win like
Baker. If you're bringing somebody in, okay, he brought okay, that's cool. That's not my point though. Hold on. Let's be honest. See, this is where y'all be losing me.
But we're talking about contract.
Hold on. Yeah, we're talking about contract, but you lose me because you brought the time out. You're not hearing my point. You just talking before I'm even getting my point across. If you paying Daniel Jones off a playoff win to get $40 million with the numbers that he has as accumulated in his career, his numbers piss poor numbers. You would agree, right? One average season, and $40 million. I'm Baker Mayfield, who had to do all 4 teams in 4 years.
Right.
4 years and 4 teams in 4 years. I've had way better numbers than Daniel Jones, way better. And then I resurrect the Buccaneers who were said, I'm gonna be worth. Unfortunately, he's gonna want damn near $40 million. And I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't blame him because I'd want the same thing. If Daniel Jones could do what he does and get 40 in New York. He may not get it, Duke. I'm not saying he may not get it, but I'm asking for it. I'm saying I'm starting at $43 million. And then I'm hoping they bring me down to 40. I mean, you gotta do that. You gotta look at the market.
Before he really proved
Thank you. Yo, you gotta look around the league. Really started it. You gotta look around the league.
No, I think Daniel Jones started it. I think once the Giants gave him $40 million, it was like, oh, you could give anybody $40 million.
But I swear the Giants partially did that because the Cowboys extended Dak for 40, and they were like, okay, we're gonna bet on our quarterback too, because low key the Giants be doing stuff like that, and it's funny. But I don't know. I just think 40 is I would be hesitant, but I'm still giving him 40 only because he went through what Jared was saying, the 14 gauntlet. To come out of that and play the way he played through the stretch that he did is great because there's been a lot of quarterbacks that would have fallen off at this point, straight up off a cliff. You never see them again.
Yeah, that might be a little hot. from nothing. What's good, bro? Your mic good?
Yeah, it's straight now, bro. My bad.
Yeah, you straight. Yo, go ahead. I know whatever you want to say, man. Even if you want to, if you want to even light one of these boys up, man, go for it. You know?
Nah, I ain't trying to do all that. I got a question though.
Go for it.
Do y'all think if the 49ers lose to Green Bay, do you think they clean house? They fire John Lynch and they get rid of Kyle Shanahan?
That's a really good question.
Jeez.
Because now you're 0-3. Now you're 0-3 in the NFC Championship.
No, honestly, honestly, yes. Because I feel like with the 49ers, this is a thing it's just you can't have the amount of talent that you have on that team and everything you got up on the trade deadline with, like, both sides of the ball for the 49ers, dominant. Yeah. Brock Purdy on the offense, Brandon Ayuk, Debo on the defense, Young, both, all those guys. If you don't have, I feel like they're going to have to get to a point, like you said, if they don't win this game, or if they lose in a championship, I honestly think they have to, because I think it's the same thing I said it's the same point I put across with Dallas. But the reason why I say this is because I feel like with the 49ers, they get so close and then they have one bad game and then it just comes crumbling down. And then they have to, repeat. My thing with the 49ers is I honestly see no reason why the 49ers can't make the Super Bowl this year. With the talent they have, because they have the best chance out of anybody.
I think if it's not the Ravens or the 49ers this year, both teams should be very disappointed, bro.
Oh, I agree. Facts. Yeah, I agree with that.
We can talk about the Ravens later. I got some.
Wait. But hold on. Grant, you think if they lose to the Packers, which I think they are going to lose to the Packers?
Hey, Rob, you said disrespectful.
I really think they losing to the Packers, bro. I do. But listen, if they could establish some Aaron Jones runs.
Yeah.
I like their chances, bro.
I just want y'all to know if they lose to the Packers.
No.
No longer Purdy. I'm Jordan Love.
It's no hater work either. There's no hater work at all.
He's ready to jump up.
No longer early.
There's some key. I just think I like the Jair Alexander Ayuk matchup. I like that matchup just because I think Jair is elite. Is an elite corner. That is an elite corner. I like that matchup. And I think if the run defense of the Green Bay Packers could come to play a little bit, and that game ends up being a shootout in some ways, I'll actually give, like, if this game goes over, if the Packers could go over 24 points in scoring, I think it'll be closer than you think.
But it all relies on the fact that Green Bay's defensive line can get, if they can pressure.
Yeah, they gotta move. They
gotta attack Purdy.
Yeah, if the defense don't come to play, it's all in the trenches. If that defense don't come to play in the trenches, then they don't have a shot. But if they do go out there and make an attempt, I'll give them a shot. Why not? Any given Sunday.
Yeah,
there's only one reason why the 49ers might not win the game.
Talk to me.
His name is
it.
Brock Purdy.
Well, fellas, I appreciate y'all.
You're crazy.
That's my
That is the only reason.
I want the Packers don't stop the running
game. So, like, if the 49ers lose, then the whole thing with the 49ers is they still don't got a quarterback. That's the only question that has been answered.
Nah, no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. No. They still have a quarterback. Purdy's
a quarterback. Purdy's their guy.
You're still rocking with Brock if he loses to the Packers?
Yes.
Yeah, they running it right back. They're running it right back with Brock.
They jacked Brock Purdy.
Wait, let me ask you this: if it's not Brock, then who do you think that they should look to?
Man,
nobody.
Wait.
One at a time.
Okay, I'm asking Riddell. So you're saying if Brock Purdy doesn't get the job done, who do you look at to say that I think would be something that the 49ers need that they could do it next season? If he can't get it done now, who do you think?
I know what he's going to say.
If you say Kirk Cousins, I'm logging off.
Oh, that's facts.
The spoiling.
Yo, wait. My question is this: maybe what if JJ McCarthy falls into the second round?
Nah, he not going that low.
I think if Brock Purdy don't pan out,
listen.
Shanahan gonna get fired, bro.
I will say this: if they have any doubts about Brock if they let's say he bombs it in the playoffs and people have doubts, why not just bring a young player in? See, compete.
They'll have a better chance of getting both.
And this is in J-Rub.
I mean, y'all they known for hoarding quarterbacks anyway. They hoard them back there anyway. Might as well.
Hey man,
right, after this conversation,
that might want to go to the 49ers.
To add to this, I think the only reason why they won't do that, J-Rob, is because they're in a similar situation to what the Cowboys are every year, in the sense of everyone knows how good this team is, and the fact that they have this window, I don't think that, like, especially if Lynch and Shanahan stay, I don't think that they're going to buy into another future quarterback, especially after what happened with Lance. And not only that, I don't fully agree with what you said, Grant, but I do agree with most of it in the sense of, look, there's no excuses for this team, right? If they come, honestly, this is my opinion on it. If they come in and lose to Green Bay, what is going to happen? It's going to be an indictment on Mike Shanahan again. Because to me, really the only way this team gets beat is if they start doing things that aren't going to get them W. And what I mean by that is they need to run the ball. They need to run the ball. They need to use McCaffrey. And look, if McCaffrey's not healthy, that's a big, big problem. And that line's going to have to hold up. Because if that line don't hold up, there's going to be a problem. But I swear, if I see Kyle Shanahan throw the ball more than 30 times, 35 times in this game, and the Niners are not down, like let's say that it's a close game, what are we doing, Mike? Fourth time.
Mike, you know they not actually. Before I even say Johnny, the resident 49ers fan in the building, Johnny. Let's answer Grant's question. If y'all mess around and get upset by the Packers, which most people don't think will happen, if y'all get upset, well, you need to start questioning the coach in the front office as a fan.
Ooh. Yes, absolutely, because everyone knows Kyle's record when he's trailing in the fourth quarter. And everyone knows that.
That's very true, bro. That's so bad.
I keep bringing it up every time.
That's so bad. Like, it's bad for him to be that good.
Here's the thing. I'm a realistic fan of my team. If this team is built to get a lead and hold on to it for dear life and have the defense just stop the other team from doing anything. I believe in my defense. I believe in the offense can cook. If Purdy's cooking, if CMC is being the main engine of the offense. But if Kyle just falls apart like McCarthy did, yeah, we're gonna have to find a new coach. I'll say that.
Hot take, I don't think that's.
Did McCarthy fall apart or Dan Quinn?
All I want to say is this. If I think one thing that needs to be questioned too, and go ahead after me, Hellfire, because I just want to comment on what Johnny said. The 49ers, if they lose this weekend, it also to me depends on how they lose.
Yeah.
Because if they lose the game, like how you said, where the Packers, let's say, go up by like 10 or 13, and the Saints never recover from it, and the game ends up being like a 24-10, 24-17 finish, and the 49ers never come back, and this almost becomes like their identity as a team, then I really feel like maybe the questions will come more. But if it's like a shootout, somebody gets the ball last, Jordan Love makes a hell of a throw, late game, they win it. Man, I don't know if you could really get rid of Kyle Shanahan, and I understand he has that trope about him. I think it's a very fair assessment. Listen, you have not shown the ability to come back in close games or games that you're trailing him. But I can't just hammer the book at like he is still a great play caller. He's still a great play caller. You know what I'm saying?
NFL, man.
No, he's not the best play caller in the NFL. He's not the best play caller.
Who you think is?
Sean McVay. Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Sean McVay.
Sean
McVay's play calling is why the Rams were even in a playoff game this year. With way less talent, bro. It is the scheme. It is the plays that are being called, the schemes. I gotta go Sean McVay.
You don't think Andy Reid better than Sean McVay?
I love Andy Reid, but I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm not saying Andy Reid over Sean McVay right now because Andy Reid do too much. Sometimes he do too much pretty shit in plays that he don't need. Like the trick, the ring around the rosy nonsense for the trick plays. I think it get too complicated, and he's too great of a coach at this age. Yeah, to be doing that. So I think right now in the league, I got it. My thing is Sean McVay. But go ahead, Hellfire. Maybe Slowick over there in Houston.
Finally getting on that train.
Maybe I might say
Ben
Slowick.
Johnson too, though. I like
Ben Johnson, Slowick. They out there cooking. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie, these OCs.
Joe Brady done saved the Bills. I don't know, man. I don't know.
The OCs.
These OCs
he don't revive his career, bro. He don't revive his career, Joe Brady.
Hey, these OCs, what they say? They call it plays like the rent do.
Joe Brady got messed up by that rule. He sold them out.
They coaching plays like the rent do. Go ahead, Hellfire. What would you
All right. To answer this question, I've kind of had a target on John Lynch's back since he didn't take Kyle Pitts instead of Trey Lance. I've had that target on his back for a couple of years. Taking Trey Lance and having that not work out, that should have been you're gone. Because not only did you not fully listen to the concerns that your coach, who is this great offensive mind and play caller himself and Shanahan had, you made that decision with not looking at any of the red flags. Guys like Lance never work in a Shanahan scheme.
That's
just because of the variables.
Right.
Right.
And honestly, if they lose, sorry, Shanahan, I may have to call for your job. I'm sorry. You just got too much of that.
There's too much stain.
Yeah, too much of that stench of you not being
not his dad, bro.
Yeah, no, I feel
it all together.
So since we're talking about coaches, I do want to move on to another coach, and I wonder what y'all takes on Philadelphia. Are y'all out on Sirianni?
Yep.
Nah, you gotta get one more year. More year.
I've had enough.
I'm out.
And
all right, so we'll start. Go ahead, Grant. You can start.
So this is what I feel like about Sirianni, right? And I said this on Gridiron last night. The downfall of this Eagles team has got to be in history, bro. Like, you're telling me this team went 10-1, and then in the span of a month, y'all lost 5 games, and you get blown out by Tampa Bay. Now, I'm not trying to discredit the Buccaneers. They played a better game than Philadelphia did. But my problem is the fact that it got that bad in the span of a month from the college standpoint was disastrous. It doesn't make sense to me. And the thing is, the real question, what is Nick Sirianni honestly actually good at? Because the only thing I could honestly say is him complaining. Because what we've seen in these past few games, all he's done is complain when it doesn't go his way, and then you have a repeat the next week and you want to make excuses. I don't think Philadelphia as a team, like, here's the thing. Philadelphia, if this was like they were like dead even, or they had some sort of a winning record in December, right? And then they lost. Then fine, that's a different story. But you went from 10-1 and a team that we were all looking at that point in time and saying, "Oh shit, this team." Excuse me, this team could be the biggest threat in the NFC. You get blown out by the 49ers. You get blown out by the Cowboys. You get beat up by Arizona. It was over. And at this point, I blame Sirianni because he's the one who made these decisions in these games. Like, you remember on Press Box, you showed that one play where there was like dead open field. Like, what are they doing?
Show it to the audience.
Show it, because this is ridiculous. Like, I watched this film back. Look at this. See this right here.
This to me, fellas, I know this may not be. Listen, I don't think Nick Sirianni is that great either, but you know,
this is man.
I gotta look at Brian. I gotta look. Listen. I hate to cook one of I hate to cook Brian Johnson, his first year coach. It's he's a part of their problem offensively, because you could say, who's saying this man to man? Who's saying this man to man? Who's kept saying that? Was that you, Manny? So look, okay. Can you see it? Hold on, I could clear. I'll show you. I'll break it down one more time. I broke it down on President. I'll break it down one more time so y'all can.
Well, I see no safety.
So look, this is what's going on. So this is this is cover zero because this is the referee.
Yeah, cover zero,
This is the blitzer right here. So this is the extra hitter. So they got this front. The blocking scheme is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 6 up front. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It seems like I don't know. This looks like 2 people. So it's 7. So it's 7 on 6. We all understand it's a man blitz. There's a free hitter. Middle of the field is wide open.
There's no alert.
Devontae Smith, I think when I watched the playback, I'm pretty sure he checked it at the line. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he checked it at the line. So he checked it. He ran it out. I don't know, but it looked like 4 verticals. When this thing is open like this, bro, this should have just been a check, maybe a glance, a slant route, and this should have been a play. This is all play calling. This is all scheme. Listen, I get when people come. I get people's, Sirianni is. I get the Sirianni is a part of the problem. What does Sirianni really do? And I get it. He do probably need to be more in his X's and O's, but he also his job is to manage the entire team, make decisions for the entire team, and needs to hire competent coordinators. Because last year, fellas, let's be honest, when them coordinators was right, y'all wasn't talking about Sirianni.
Exactly.
Y'all was telling us about how great the staff was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Honest, y'all go find this guy.
Obviously, I think they're going to give him one more year. Shane Steichen going to the Colts. Obviously, Shane's a guy. Look at what the Colts were this year. Shane's a guy. Mm-hmm. He's a guy. He was a great hire. And Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, he's a guy too. And shout out to Sirianni. And this is why I say you got to give Sirianni credit for being able to put together a staff of these people, of his peers. So I think he got to go out and find another. He needs to go out and find another guy. Him, Roseman. They need to interview new. They need to interview new coordinators because ultimately, as much as we could say what is Sirianni doing, the guys calling the plays aren't good. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not coming at the defensive coordinator, and I'm not coming at the defensive coordinator, y'all. Now, look, there's some things. I could look at some things and say from a schematic standpoint, this could be better. Like, I watched Nico Elite Takes. He put out about how they're running 10-yard off man is 2nd and 4. And he's like, that defense so scary of getting beat on a shot play. That's why they're not playing to the sticks, Nico. I understand what you're saying because I agree with you. Right. But that defense so shaky already. The linebacking core is the worst in the NFL. It's the worst in the NFL. Darius Slay is probably a number 2 corner, not a number 1 corner anymore. Yeah, James Bradbury.
Out the league.
Listen, I understand. Like I said before. I already said before, James Bradbury is already he got a bunch of heat. But James Bradbury's lack of effort, his lack of tackling, that to me is just you got to care about free
BBQ chicken.
So
free BBQ.
I think the offense. I think the offense is scheme, but I think the defense is talent. It's personnel.
Yeah, and before you go,
go ahead.
Wait, let me just because I've watched this team. I've followed the Eagles for a while now, for years because they've been in our division, but especially now because they went on this run. And this is what I'm going to say, right? Nick, the same thing that J-Rob said with Nick. It's his job to hire the talent. He's not the X and O's guy. My issue with him, though, is you get a F in that department this year. You get an absolute. Well, no, you don't get an F. You don't get an F.
You get an F for the offense decisions. Howie Roseman gets an F for the defensive personnel.
Well, that's bad.
He gets an F too. But this is the point that this is my issue with it, right? Is like even with all that, you still were 10-1 and you absolutely crumbled. And this is the reason why I think they really did crumble. Last year, you look at the way they played football, it was a lot different. They used like 3 running backs. You brought in Harry Roseman brought in 4 backs that had all at least been a second, in the depth chart on an NFL team who all got a lot of scrimmage time playing. Yeah. And you barely used the last 2. And you're expecting Jalen Hurts after one season where, yes, he played great, but he's not this, absolute pocket passer. You're expecting him to play like a pocket passer. And the only thing that you have for RPO is literally just read option. That's it. You have no RPO plays in your bag. So, and I get the Eagles took a step back offensive line-wise. but that doesn't give him an excuse because their offensive line still was
you
good.
don't. I
To
think
not
he.
run the ball
I
as
think
much as
Jalen
they
Hurts
did,
can pay. I think Jalen Hurts can. I think.
he's going to improve.
I think Jalen Hurts can play in the pocket, bro. Because I saw it last year in Philadelphia. I think the play calling this year just didn't do him no favors. And I also think one of his issue was he clearly hurt his knee or something because they didn't use him in the run game as much.
Yes,
and I think that was a problem. Like, look, I think he can throw in the pocket, but his ability to affect the run game, his ability to affect the run game it's important. It's like like Josh Allen can make every throw in the pocket, but his running ability make him OD. It separate him, because he could throw 90 yards, but he could also jump over you and go for another 50 yards downfield. So Jalen Hurts not being able to throw, I think made an impact.
And to add to that point, J-Rob, I wasn't saying that Jalen Hurts isn't a pocket. Like, he will. I think he's going to develop just fine. My problem is it's a little too early to have him thrown like 35.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was going to say.
Especially when he has talent. And this is my thing with Bradbury. This might sound a little crazy. James Bradbury has never been that guy. He just really hasn't. Okay, he had one
year
good
wonder
season in New York.
1 year wonder.
And
He was
go
good in
talk
New
to
York
Trent.
for
Go
that
talk to Trey about that season in New York because I don't think it was as good as people think it was. And last year, you had CJ Gardner-Johnson back there, like one of the best tackling safeties in the league, which gave him a lot of like mental trust that if he gets beat, there's still someone back there. You see now, not only is he getting cooked, he looks like he's lost. He's a veteran corner, and he looks lost out there. That's the biggest thing with James Bradbury. So I think he needs to be gone. He needs to get out of Philly because he is lost. And my last point about Philly, when has Philly ever retained talent past like a 4-year span? And the reason why I ask this question is we got to talk about that media. Because every single time a good player comes into Philly, let's bring in A.J. Brown. He's the next TO. He's the next this. And then when the stats don't line up, because A.J. Brown is still a guy. I'm not knocking A.J. Brown. I'm talking about the Philly media right now. When you put all of this expectation on one player to be the next TO, and he has a stretch of 5 games where, he's getting bracketed, he's getting doubled, he may be a little injured, and now you start throwing out questions at the man when he already is an emotional guy, it doesn't make sense. And that's honestly the biggest reason why Philly hasn't won more chips. It's because of the media. The media breaks everything up. You go back and look at the Wentz thing. Go back and look at all the talent they had in 2018. The media, it's not the biggest reason because Howie does what he does, but it's a big reason why they move on from guys because that media gets in the locker room and it causes a lot of issues. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, my fault.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Dave. You can say something.
The thing is, I don't understand is like, as I said, I think we're getting too premature. It's like, we need to fire next year, and no, we all recognize the other issues, but we're all blaming it on one guy. Was he the head of it? Yes, but still, he went to the Super Bowl last year. Regardless, Nick Sirianni done more good than bad in his tenure of Philadelphia, in my opinion. And I think he does deserve one more year. Like, we got to see how he does to fix it up. And like, not only that, we got a lot of players. I heard the rumor he lost the locker room, but players like Jalen Hurts like him. The team, they like him when they come in and they like him. So, like, that could divide the locker room. I'm not saying divide the locker room, but that could, like, be weird as a player. Like, you fire a coach, now you got a new voice. Like you've been there, J-Rod, as a player. Like, going from coach to coach, that can get tiring.
Nah, going to coach to coach, it get tiring as a player because for multiple reasons. One, because you adjust into a whole new scheme, whole new philosophy. And then also, two, some coaches, they come in, you don't have relationships with these coaches. So, sometimes they may think, well, this player, they may have an idea of who you are as a player, but it's not really, it happens, because some players, they transition well, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think Nick needs
it's just
one more
not
year.
Good camaraderie for the organization.
I just think Nick Sirianni give him one more year. Let's see what the new offense coordinator cooks up, and like I think he needs to I think he's taking accountability of it in his antics. I think he's gonna dial it down. I think he's still gonna be rah himself, but I don't think he'll be like as antic next year. I think Jalen Hurts gonna play better when he's healthier. Not only that, like what J.R. said, you already cooked it. That defensive personnel needs to change because the linebackers trash. The DBs, they're kind of like they're old now. They're not them no more. So I think we really need to see. Hey, what's the echo?
That might be somebody might have an echo.
I think next year, once that defense gets propped up, we'll see how they are. Because they was 10-1 at one point in the season, and this collapse was crazy. We've seen a collapse by the Cowboys and the Eagles. Would have thought. So I think he deserves one more year. I don't think you should fire him because out of all the coaching, like I mean, they are a hot spot though. So like I said, if they do open it up, like this probably is the number one job.
I'm saying.
Yeah, one of y'all mics is
I think it's the dude in the car.
Yeah.
You got headphones?
Hold on.
That's probably the problem.
But
But yeah, I think, dude, 1 year. When you get one, Nick gets, and I'm not saying to fire the guy. Nick gets 1 year, and if he brings in the OC, that's that bad again.
That's the problem.
I don't want to hear about Nick Sirianni again, and this is why. Because he's not even a player's coach. Like, in Dev, you're saying that you didn't lose the locker room. You can like a coach and lose the locker room. And this is why I say he lost the locker room. Because they lost to Arizona, and they were up in that game, and it was just an absolute, meltdown. Like, that type of stuff to me is partially on coaching because, like, when you go 10-1 to start off the season, and then you look that bad against a team with 2 wins, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's partially on the coach, bro. Like, you don't just lose against a team that's inferior if the coaches if the coaches have the locker room, they're gonna play with more pride.
Well, while we only got about 15 minutes left, I do want to move on to switch the topic around. Manny, you can start us off and slide it to Dev because this is about his team. What do y'all think of Bill Belichick he's looking like the shoe to take the Falcons job? Bill is back in business, and he's coming to bring a championship. If Bill bring a championship to Atlanta,
he's certified. He's invited to the cookout. He's invited to the cookout.
Riddell, I got it, bro. I got it. That's why I'm trying to just get this topic out. I got it, bro. I know.
I'm just checking.
I got it. I want to get this topic out of the way first. But actually, you know what, Riddell? Let's just do it now because then we can just end on that. That's actually, it's better we do it now. That's actually better because I was going to wait to the end, but it's cool. Start, bench, cut, Love, Purdy, Dak. Give me Love. It's in order. It's in order.
Nah. I'm flipping. For now, just for now. Tell me after this Sunday. We'll revisit it.
Start Love, bench Purdy, cut Dak because
Brock Purdy is not better than.
No, yeah, that's perfect.
Purdy.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Brock Purdy already lost you $100.
I do. I wait for Lamar, but for some reason I've been seeing some things that Lamar might not win this shit. So I need to see.
But Manny.
So even if Purdy don't win, I'm gonna pay. We're just gonna wait for the day to.
I ain't gonna harass you about it. You know what you got to do. I'm gonna just chill.
Oh my god,
ain't nothing to harass, bro. Take your time. I'm just letting you know.
The people that are really hyping up Brock Purdy, I swear to God, they're only looking at passer rating.
Hold on, let's finish. Let's answer the question though. Start bench cut. Is anybody? To me, I think it's in order. Any more comments?
I think everybody's going Dak last.
Yeah.
No, I love that Purdy.
Shout out to Lee. Stream is messing up. Peace, J-Rod. Peace, Phantom. To all the Tampa and Detroit fans, which one of y'all hosts the NFC Championship?
He's not because he's gonna win.
I like it. Good job. Angie Carr, 49ers should get Flacco on the cheap. That'd be nice. I gotta stop.
I'm gonna
be honest. I'm gonna say what needs to be said. The way y'all booty shake for Joe Flacco over the last, y'all did. I don't care. The way y'all up here and people on press about
y'all booty shaking.
The way on Gridiron too, the way y'all booty shake for Joe Flacco, the way y'all booty shake for Joe Flacco when he was out there putting up Jameis Winston numbers was insane.
Thanks.
Come on, he was doing. Come on, Hellfire. They was doing Jameis Winston.
30-30.
He was doing.
Yeah,
y'all
were calling Sam Howell the white James, but it really looked like
y'all
Joe
fought
Flacco
for the
white.
clean cut and the beautiful ball.
Yeah, y'all thought it was 2012 Ravens all over again. That man was out there putting up Jameis Winston numbers, and y'all was booty shaking for him. That was crazy. Shout out to Randall. Salute to Randall. Drink more water. Shout out to you. Drink more water. I know you happy as hell right now, Packers fan. For Stroud versus Love, I'll say this about Love. CJ was getting much praise for starting the season with a 14-1 touchdown to INT ratio in the first 18 games, which is insane, matching Brady. Love over the last 8 regular season games is 18-1 touchdown. Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. I love it.
Yeah, right,
Love is in the air, brother.
One.
With all that being said, I'd say for their careers that Stroud will always have the higher floor game higher floor game to game.
Floor.
Will have the higher floor game to game. But Love has the higher ceiling. Love's progression from
he's
week
talking about because
1
arm
to
talent
8.
was.
I mean, the arm talent. I'm gonna be honest.
CJ Stroud ceiling is crazy.
Dev, shut up. Yes, it is crazy. What do you mean?
It
That's
is
not
kind of crazy.
I'm saying that. No, nigga. Jordan Love does not have more talent than CJ Stroud. And the fact that we're going to try to sit here and say that is absolutely ignorant. The arm talent because look. What other thing from CJ's arm do y'all need to see? Tell me what he don't do from an arm talent perspective that y'all don't see.
Dude, it's so much better than people think.
Oh no, I watched the Brown. I went
crazy, but
I went back.
I think it's so ignorant, bro.
I went back and watched that film when they played the Browns.
Go watch, turn the tape.
The passes he was making, especially when he was under pressure,
against a better defense. Against a better defense, if you want to be honest, against the better defense.
And the Browns defense played way better than the Cowboys did. The Cowboys folded. The Browns, CJ Stroud, no, they folded, but CJ Stroud made them fold. He literally bent them over that game.
But to compare their arm talent and to act like now you over exaggerating, Dev. We was with you all the way, but to sit here and act
Stroud.
If you're trying to say that makes sense, but what is the difference in arm talent? Because this is what you
think Jordan Love can hit more off platform, can hit more sidearm.
That you have nothing. You have nothing to base that on except your opinion because you watch the tape. They all do that at the same level in the same rate. You have absolutely nothing to base that on. And this is why I say when y'all talk about how is he more how has he been more accurate?
I said Stroud's more accurate.
But then wouldn't you say he's a better arm talent?
I think just because you're more accurate.
I mean, that's not accuracy. That's arm talent.
So what's arm talent? Tell me what y'all think arm talent
to make every throw. You can make every throw on time.
CJ Stroud is shown. So CJ Stroud showed any limitation to make all the throws in football. What limitations has he shown? Name his limitations.
I think arm talent was
all right, so then that's what I'm saying. So don't butt in. I understand arm talent is not just accuracy, but when y'all tell me making all the throws, what is arm talent? Because to me, when y'all say arm talent, I'm gonna tell you what y'all really want to say, but y'all won't admit it. When y'all say arm talent, I really mean arm strength. Who can throw the furthest down the field? And y'all don't want to act like that's true. I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking for Dev, the way he's putting it. Because saying making off-platform throws and things of that nature make him a better arm talent. When I've watched CJ Stroud make every off-platform throw more accurate. Did anybody see the throw he make with running back on his back foot, still back?
Oh yeah, I saw that play.
Right. That's his back foot off platform as you get. So let's not sit here and
do that too. Like
back in the air.
Okay. So that's not the point. You saying you see him do that too. You said that Jordan Love was better than him at that with no premise. If we're going by, because at the end of the day, your only sample size is they're both their first years. So if you want to be absolutely honest about it, because you're being honestly, I think you're being hella disingenuous, Dev. CJ Stroud started his career, if you want to be honest, he started his
a more consistent season.
He started his year one as a starter better than Jordan Love. And it showed more flashy with his arm. Jordan Love is a great talent. He doesn't have he's not shown more talent. They're the same size, same ability. They both.
I think Jordan Love's a better runner, slightly.
Okay. Wait, but Dev. Okay, wait,
Dev. Now you just saying anything, Dev. You saying anything now? You saying anything?
You saying anything, bro? We don't need to talk about this
you
forever.
Saying anything right now?
There's one thing to talk about.
I'm not saying CJ Stroud's not talented.
There's another. Wait. I know. I'm not trying to slander what you're saying.
You went from arm talent, then you talked about better runner because you couldn't make up a real excuse for arm talent
as well too.
Wait, Dev.
I've seen CJ Stroud run the football too, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and Jordan Love is not a more electric or dynamic runner than CJ Stroud. You're saying anything. You could dislike him more. But all I'm saying, all you're saying is that you think Jordan Love has more talent and can run better, and that's all. But you have nothing to base it off of except your opinion. Because at the end of the day, as runners, they're very much comparable. Neither of them is jumping off your screen as a runner, and as a thrower, Jordan Love in his career so far has not showed any type of. He is already better than CJ Stroud in these areas. Like that's what I'm saying. You can say that you like a guy more, but to say that the things that he does is better, based off with really no thing.
I'm just saying
you did, yo, Dad. You did say he's better.
If I said that,
you said he was better.
That's my mistake.
And you said he was a better runner. Like you did
even in college, because even in college, like when Jordan Love, because the reason why Jordan Love got drafted because of his arm talent alone in college, whereas like CJ Stroud was a talented, but CJ Stroud also got drafted because he's elite accuracy, his elite pocket presence.
Did you see his elite? Do you see his arm talent versus Georgia the last game of his career?
Yeah, I know that was good talent, but he was also bringing out that defense. I'm not saying I'm not saying CJ doesn't have arm talent. I just think Jordan Love.
I think it's on the same level. I think it's on the same level.
It is. No. Don't plead the fifth now, Dev. You said it was better, and I just told you it wasn't.
It's not better.
I think it's more. I think it's more comparable, more comparable to say they're more the same than to say one guy is better. Go ahead, help.
And CJ Stroud was more.
You know what? That
season,
like I said to you before I got muted because of the chaos. You're preaching to the choir. We're over exaggerating Jordan Love, and this over exaggeration on him is making me call myself back to something that I've been going at war on with multiple platforms. Traits aren't the end all be all. And the way that people try to spew and over-exaggerate things makes the take get cooked.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should have. Honestly, you was better off just saying you like Jordan Love better, bro. Because the point was
better off saying they were both the same.
All you had to say, all you had to really say that was I like Jordan Love better. That would have been fine. But to stay like he's doing these things better, I was like, yeah, no, I can't get behind that.
If I said better, then that's my fault. But I was just saying, like, I think they're both extremely talented, and
for sure,
like, that's it. So like, and like random, like 100%. I don't say I like Jordan Love. I like both of them. I've been said like if y'all didn't see me, I said CJ Stroud was better than Bryson in college. I thought CJ Stroud
was better.
So like that's the thing. So that's the thing. So
like, I would have picked CJ Stroud 1-2.
But I couldn't get it off because I was a biased.
There's a difference. All right, there's a difference.
I guess I say this.
I thought Bryce was better in college. I thought CJ was going to be better in the NFL.
I think Bryce also had the better team, better coach.
Not his senior year.
No,
not
man.
Not his senior year. Not his senior year.
Go
ahead, Riddell. Go ahead, Riddell.
Talk about this.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, facts. I don't want to get lost in that either.
Yeah, you know, y'all were saying some good things. But Dev, except Dev, I'm sorry, Dev. Well, you were saying things that didn't really like make sense to me too. To be honest, the only thing that I would warn you is that Jordan Love likes the sidearm throw, and that's not a thing that he's more skilled. It's probably something that he gained from learning under Aaron Rodgers, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's something I can use in my tool set." But from what we've seen, what they do, because CJ Stroud doesn't need to, because he's good enough to use other types of throws. He doesn't have to do the sidearm throw. Just because you do a sidearm throw doesn't necessarily mean you're better
arm talent.
Yeah. CJ Stroud can make every throw that Jordan Love can in terms of scrambling and running with the football. Like
it's literally
around similar.
I'd say Stroud's better.
And I'll be when they said ceiling, that was crazy to me. I don't know where the ceiling of Jordan Love is higher than CJ Stroud. Like we're gonna
think Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you, bro.
We're gonna forget that.
We're putting
Let him finish.
We all remember the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, where one of the greatest quarterback games of all time, and it's a rookie game where he went crazy, 470 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. And one stat that actually really surprised me that I saw when I was watching the Texans versus Browns game, and they put it on the board. And usually people go like, "Oh yeah, these are ESPN stats," but this is a legit stat. Leading the league in passing yards per game and touchdown interception ratio is nuts. As a rookie,
come on, bro.
The other quarterbacks that did that is 2007 Tom Brady and Joe Montana's best season. That is ridiculous.
Come on.
I understand that.
It's ridiculous. So CJ Stroud, in terms of ceiling, is him, and in terms of floor, it's him. So I'm sorry, like, hey, cool, Jordan Love doing a lot of great things.
I'll say this: if he could do it with this team, I don't think there's a limit for what CJ Stroud could do. I'm not saying like he can like push it to like a a Super Bowl run just yet. I think he's got to have more time than that. But if he did this in his first season, with the team last year that was the worst in the league, I think it's sky's the limit. There's nothing that tells me he can't get this team and win a ring.
Nah, fact. I mean, Grant, we gotta let's be honest. Let's be completely honest right now. After year one and going forward, and this is also a credit to the Packers. The Packers are always going to be a threat in the AFC North now and the NFC. And the Houston Texans are officially they're going to be contenders, bro. And it's crazy to say after. I don't think any of us thought after 1 year we'd be saying this. We didn't think this would be a 1 year turnaround, but next year people are going to be sprinkling money for the Houston Texans to represent.
Somebody's going to go there. Somebody's going to go there.
Yeah,
somebody's going to play with them.
I was just about to say. I was going to say, Manny, that's going to be one of the best. Yeah, Michael. But I was also going to add to his point. That's going to be one of the best free agent destinations.
There's no rookie deals.
There's no rookie deals. There's no income tax in Houston. So if you're trying to get vets and trying to maximize the Nico window, the Tank Dell window, the Will Anderson, the CJ Stroud window, you can bring in a bunch of dudes. Like, let's be honest. Why not go get T.
a
Higgins?
third receiver.
Why not pay T. Higgins?
Don't start Noah Brown again.
Why not pay T. Higgins though? Like,
that's why.
Why not? Hey, go free. Hey, go. Why not go get Devontae Smith? Why not go pay Devontae Smith?
I don't know.
No. They don't need it. They already got 2 dogs. They got 10.
Text my guy. But with his at the end of the day, because this is the NFL. His frame, sometimes when he gets against bigger dudes, sometimes he probably will have a problem. You need a bigger guy with him. You need a bigger receiver with him.
Wait, hold on, y'all.
If you have 3 dogs, I don't know if honestly, I don't know if Collins and Dell, like within the next 3 years specifically, because Dell could become very, very good. But I don't know if
next AB
those 2 alone and Noah Brown, especially if you have a guy like Noah Brown, I don't know if it's enough. I think if you have 3 solid receivers there,
Terry,
you can really rely on that passing game to like win games for real and like have you come out with 3 legit weapons.
Yo, you know who they should go get? Why is D'Amico not on the phone with Derrick Henry right now? Alabama to Alabama connection. Go get that running back. Him and Singletary would be crazy, bro. Imagine them together. That would be crazy. Yeah. And Devin will be great third down back, especially like because in the passing game, in fantasy, he was phenomenal for the reception. So I'm just saying that duo is crazy. Some Mookie Jones said go get MVS. Hell no. But all right, y'all, the first episode of Open Field is complete. Chat. I hope to get more of y'all to come up here, man. Definitely come and talk to these guys, fellas. We appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming up. And we'll talk about that Bill Belichick conversation next Tuesday. We'll definitely talk about that next Tuesday. All right, Charles. See y'all later.